Stop touching my treadmill. Hello and welcome. It is... no, that sucks for this one. I need to do What's Up, Nerds.
And the camera is on that one anyway.
Thank you. What's up, nerds?
So it's back.
AI hates me.
No, it's back.
It's on you now, isn't it? So this is what happens when CCP Convict sits here, because he's the one that knows how to work the magic of these things.
No, it's because I got too much gravitas. The mixer naturally wants to point the camera at me.
That's absolutely right. I'm CCP Monty. I got CCP Convict and CCP Swift here with me today. And, well, it's nerds.
It is.
The nerds are back.
It is nerds.
It is.
Yes.
What's a nerd?
We are nerds? I think just collectively.
No, like when I joined, you guys said to me, like, it would be great to have you on Nerds.
Nerds.
And I was like, I'm not sure I want to be on Nerds.
So
I wasn't really sure what you were talking about. Then I was like, well, I am a nerd though, but why do they want me on Nerds?
we decided to do just these sort of like more casual type chatty shows, and we got a couple in the can before, we built this really, really cool little studio setup to move over to this format. And we decided to call that series Nerds, which we now claim was just the acronym for New Eden Review Dev Show.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Which everybody would, I mean, that's New Eden.
But it's and we're reviewing it as we speak.
And you're devs.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it started as nerd. It's a backronym, right? So the name came before the actual definition. But this is where we're at.
Yeah. Okay. So basically you said, hey, ChatGPT, how can we use the acronym Nerds and actually make sense of it?
No, not tool assisted at all.
Yep.
It was from the font of our productive minds that we came up with New Eden Review Dev Show. Yep.
And this is why AI won't take over, because
And that's also why it's not a very good acronym. New Eden Review Dev Show. It fits, but probably not the most elegant way of saying it, but it has to be nerds.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we got cool stuff in the studio. The Dre meal here is pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to ASMR it for us, continuing? The
Yeah,
whole time we were doing a mic test, Swift was like going, clapping the Dre meal.
Yeah.
Let's touch the Dre meal a little bit.
I need some acrylic nails to do it right. Like I've studied a lot of shows on how they do it. They get the acrylic nails, they do the tapping, they do the whispering, eating spaghetti, all that stuff.
I mean, as people can see, this is a very low budget show. Like it's just the three of us and we have no idea what we're doing. So we probably have some space in the budget for nails for Swift.
Yeah, we didn't have any money left over after we built the set. So all the content is basically just whatever we can put together. If that includes scratching a 3D printed Dramiel, then so be it.
Yeah, we got more 3D printed stuff we can scratch.
This was actually brought back from Eve Amsterdam.
Yeah, CCP Lumi won it, right?
She won it in a raffle. And when she told me that, I was like, so you won it and you kept it? She's like, yeah. I'm like, all right, cool, fine. No worries. She really wanted the Dramiel. Yeah. But I would have thought like, the prize can't go to a CCP. I'd do another redraw. But she's like, nope, screw it. I'm taking it home. And I'm like, you go. That's sick. She's setting you a precedent.
I was watching a streamer the other day and had some awesome, what are they called? Where you get the marble run races. And I was like, I just really want to be in that. Mm-hmm. And then there was like very little left, and it was in like P2. I was like, please don't win, please don't win, please don't win, please don't win. I don't want to need to message and say like, I'd rather not get that
rigged.
prize.
Everyone's like, rigged.
Yeah, it's one way of doing it. But on Nerds, it's mostly just about talking about what's happening in New Eden, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there were a few things. I mean, we obviously talk Eve every day, all day, and then we go home and play Eve, and maybe at work as well sometimes. So basically the topics we want to cover today are mostly just around what's been going on, what's happening, things like that. And there's one thing that I really would like some insight into it. And Swift, I know you've got some stuff. What the hell is happening in LowSec?
LowSec, it's been popping off for a couple of months now. Actually, for a really long time, it feels like. But there's been a couple of changes that have come into the game that have made dreads a little bit cheaper, easier produced, fewer bottlenecks in production. And the guys in LowSec, they're just going like, well, sure, let's just drop 600 dreads on this thing and shoot each other to see what happens.
And if you go and look up gamer in the dictionary, that is just a picture of that battle, basically. What's the system called? The big one? L something?
not sure which one, but there
The
have been
big one.
there have been so many battles across LoSec that these groups have just been dropping literally trillions of ISK worth of dreads and just murdering each other over the smallest things, like a staging citadel, Metanox, just a bait Phoenix that a guy was just like, they got corruption into a system. They were like, oh, bubble cam the gate in my Navy Phoenix and see what escalates. And that just turned into a big brawl. It's kind of, I think it feels like a bit of a source of pride for the LoSec groups to be like, you know what, LoSec might get the big stories. They might have these like big, huge movements and stuff like that. We're going to have just hundreds of dreads brawling out for no reason, often like back to back too. Like they'll have one massive fight and then 3 days later, another one system over. And it's so action packed with people being, I don't want to say careless, but a little bit careless, but in like the fun way.
Yeah. But in big fleets. But how's the small gang content down there now?
It's really popping off, like all through the entire area. Like Minmatar LoSec is where I play a lot of just on my player characters, and I always find like action. Amawaki, of course, is a system that's like kind of notorious for being a pirate haven, but like all over there. And right now, I think there's a lot of people in the region of Derelict, which is you can say it several different ways depending on if you've watched Zoolander or not. But yeah, the Derelict has a lot of activity. There's just so many little groups in the area that anything can kind of just pop off a big fight. And that feels like really the most exciting EVE, at least for what I'm enjoying right now.
Yeah. I wonder, Convict, if talking about this, like with the action being this way, where like fights are popping off left, right, and center, and with, for example, the big war that kind of kicked off but kind of never happened.
I was going to say, when Swift was saying before, like all these fights in LoSec have been taking place with that, you know, this notional big war between Imperium and Horde sort of happening in the background, even though it was never declared to be like a massive invasion of Horde space or anything like that. It was just sort of goons moving, Imperium sort of like snuggling up a little bit more against the borders. Well, they were having some significant fights that were getting posted just to see the LoSec ones that would popping off with like trillions of ISK getting destroyed. It was absolutely wild. But finish your question.
Move your mic to the other side first, because I know, like, it's hard to take the eyes off Swift. I know.
I'm trying to turn my head like this rather than turn my head over here away from the microphone. Yeah.
No, but what I'm wondering is, like, we had so many almost fights in that war. Sure, there were big ones, but there was kind of like this promise that something was brewing, something was going to happen. There would be constant kind of action. Then that slows down. Mm. At the same time, stuff just keeps popping off in LoSec. And I mean, if there's one thing that, you know, great alliance leadership needs, is literally to have content for its players.
Particularly over the summer slump when things sort of get a little bit quieter, providing some content for people to chew on and you know, stick around during this period of time is like super important, not just for the creators, but for CCP as well. Like, you know, we want to keep people engaged and busy over the summer. Well, half of CCP is on vacation.
Yeah, that's why nobody stops us when we just go in here and say, hey, we're just going to go live.
Yeah. So to see all this happening is absolutely fantastic because, people are logging in and they're getting to blow a lot of stuff up, which is great.
Yeah, but what I just wonder is, like, at what point does that start bleeding members from the blocks into these LoSecs?
They see all the fun they're having and they start sneaking over.
Yeah, I think that's what the LoSec people are kind of doing as well, to kind of like build a bit of a reputation and also just kind of have a bit of a recruitment drive for one another. Just saying like, hey, if you want to do kind of crazy, somewhat unhinged stuff and maybe have an anime waifu as your mascot, why don't you come over and see what we're doing? Just come into LoSec, see how it goes down. But I think the nullsec guys, they've got a lot of like, there's a lot of people in these coalitions that require a lot of organization. They have to be like very measured. They want to have like plans for stuff. And I think in LoSec, the mentality that they're really fostering is just like, what if we just do it? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
And kind of like our philosophy with this show.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
They can't be really evicted from their space. Like, worst thing that happens, they lose a citadel, but there's NPC space all around them. They don't lose supply lines. They don't lose a critical mass of like industry people to keep their alliances going. Of course, they do have like logistics backbones and stuff like that, but a little bit closer, a little bit less self-contained as units. So yeah, I think they can be a little bit more carefree, a little bit more fun. Well, I say fun. The other gameplay style is also fun. It's like a planner's type of movement of like, oh, I'm gonna move.
Oh yeah.
Sitting on my chessboard,
it's
moving
two
these things
very
around.
different kind of play styles. Where the other one is kind of like, you're just let's go for a blast. The other one is more tactical, slow, and you got these big movements, and maybe something we'll touch on later on with what's happening around there, where it's all about cutting out transport lines.
Yeah.
Taking softs on ANSI can't be placed, stuff like that. Stuff that takes time.
Let me ask you something though. How when it comes to sort of like preparedness to take risks and stuff, how much do you think like swagger or the defensive swagger is an element in the considerations when you're comparing low sec to null sec? So obviously, large low sec groups don't want to sit on their own balls, right?
Yeah.
They want to win. They want to be successful. And every time you decide to take the plunge and set up a Sino and go all in, there's always a risk that it goes south, right?
Yeah.
And that it blows up in your face and you get clowned on for the next couple of months. Do you think when it comes to sort of a willingness to do that, some of the low sec groups are a bit more cavalier?
Yeah,
than the null sec
cavalier is
groups?
probably the better way to put it. In my head, I just think of them as a little bit more unhinged.
So basically, you're saying low sec is Jason Statham, and null sec is who's like the greatest mastermind when it comes to being somebody beating people up in movies.
I was thinking like if you want to go like just Churchill-esque almost, where you're just kind of like managing a whole bunch of things, but also their game mechanics are also like at play as well. Low sec, you don't have bubbles, so if shit goes real bad, a bubble's not going to completely capture your entire 300-man fleet. You'll lose people, and it'll be costly, but at least you'll still be able to extract some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can just shred some hicks and just tackle, and then jump out and just cross your fingers that it works.
And your in and out quick 20-minute adventure won't necessarily turn into a 14-hour sort of slugfest because you're pinned down.
Yeah.
And more and more of New Eden is showing up.
Yeah, and in nullsec with bubbles, and like once you deploy, it's like, oh shit, you put a big target on your back. And I know the low sec guys are watching what the null sec people do too, because they are big enough and they have big enough cap fleets that like they can turn the tides of that fight as just complete wild cards, right? It's not just Imperium and PanFam duking it out when a fight happens and breaks out. It's everyone in Eve is going to come in and just try and like take some stabs and see what happens. Like, initiating a fight is a lot of effort from planning and just everything around it. But like third-partying stuff, that's all gravy. You just show up, kill stuff, leave. You don't care what happens. You don't care about anything.
You don't have any stakes in the game.
Yeah, no diplomacy, none of that shit. Just like come in, siege, shoot. We're good. Let's leave.
I was taking a look here, just alliance numbers, and I was hoping I would have something to back up what I was saying, but from sizable alliances, then initiative is growing most right now, so I've got nothing for that. So well, they tend to take part, but yeah, low sec is really kicking off, and it sounds super interesting. When it comes to the PanFam Imperium war, like we were mentioning there, not maybe so much a war right now, but there's definitely operations going on. Let's put it that way. I mean, we have two. I mean, they're just next door now. So that region around Imperium staging, and then jumping over directly into Horde space next door, there's always action there. But we see movements into Northern Coalition space from the Imperium taking Sov there, which is probably logistical.
Yeah.
But where do we see this going from here? Because we're not seeing like responses as such, which is something that I guess Pandemic Horde has already said there wouldn't be as such. They would just hold their line at the drone lands. But do we expect something like you said the summer lull? What happens August 31st?
That's a good question, and we can't really. It's hard to guess what they're gonna do because like these guys, they've got their like. I like to think they're in like this little smoky back room filled with like postulating and planning and like Asher's over here moving like pieces around a map, and Goblins is over here like thinking and moving other pieces around.
There's a lot of oak and burgundy.
Yeah, exactly. It's just cigars all over the place.
Why don't we have
jackets.
burgundy and cigars?
I don't know. Probably the budget thing. It's all going to acrylic nails and Dramules.
Yeah.
But
we're aiming for TikTok, I guess.
And one of those ear attachments, the latex ears to go on the
yeah. That's we were actually unironically talking about that. But yeah, no, I think you touched on something really cool, and that's when the Imperium moved to where they are in CTAC-J. One of the coolest systems in the game, just from an EVE nerd historian perspective. They are now really, really close to PanFam staging. They are like just the closest they've been in some time. That's like we're talking about since World War II, when they were just like right next to each other between a gate. And that was a ton of fun. But now they're just right next to each other, living within just a bridge range in most cases.
Yeah.
And we saw the Imperium completely reorganize their entire alliance and coalition structure. They moved a whole bunch of people around. They've now really fortified the southeast area of the map, whereas their new home, which is
meanwhile giving away Delve and the old Brave space. Basically.
Yep, Delve and Quirius are now just like this weird, cool content zone because there's a huge power vacuum that when Imperium leaves, there's just like nothing there. We see the Initiative come in and take some cool stuff that's around their area of space that connects to Fountain, but then just a whole bunch of nothing. And groups move into this area in Delve and create a really nice, like, small gang, medium gang content ecosystem type thing. You've got a whole bunch of like lunatics living in this space.
We've seen attempts to create that kind of like, you know, content space before, like most recently, I think Catch.
Yeah.
For a while, the ambition was to like, all right, let 4 or 5 groups move in, take a few constellations each, own Catch, they fight each other, and all the sort of like gentleman's agreement between all the big blocks was like, that'd be like hands off, let this be like a, content development zone, let these people get some experience and don't overfarm them and things like that. And as with so many of those agreements with EVE, between Alliances and EVE, it didn't hold up. It eventually broke down. Do you have any reason to think that the situation in the Southwest in Delve and Quirius will be different this time?
Probably not. Like at some point, I think they're going to have so much fun and people are going to just start looking at them and being like, why don't we just go over there?
You've also got Initiative there. A bit of a powerhouse,
right in the front door.
in between them.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking a look at the map right now. And currently, like when we record this, there's 5 alliances holding us off in Delve.
Yeah,
like 5 alliances, and Delve isn't that big.
And in Quirius, there's more too. And we know that there's groups that have had like summer deployments. And deploying like a little bit of like either a special interest group like a SIG or just like some of your friends over to Delve is so easy because there's NPC space. NPC space that you can live in. You don't have to worry about like anything. Don't have to worry about getting your Citadel like reinforced, or you can just live
out
PR
NPC
tax.
stations. Yeah. And just
in like the northern route through Quirius into Delve, there's 5 systems in a row with 5 different SOV holders, and it's a pipe.
That's got to be awkward, right? Just like
I know where I'm going tonight.
Yeah.
There's going to be action there.
Well, in that area of space, we saw, no sooner had this all started to take shape than we saw a little bit of drama developing already with like the Hype Train stuff and Legion of Death, where like Hype Train was sold a bunch of space, but the structures in that space was sold to Legion of Death, and already, and Asher had to weigh in and like clear the air. And all
I
this
hadn't
kind
heard
of
about
stuff.
that.
All right, so I might get this completely wrong, but there was an alliance called Hype Train, and they'd arranged to purchase some space in Delve. Correct me at any point if I get this wrong, Swift. Purchase some space from Delve, from the goons who were
Hype Train being the alliance that always does really smart roams, and every ship returns back
and
home.
everyone's incredibly sober. Yeah.
Yes.
But apparently there was some sort of miscommunication because although the space was sold to Hype Train, there were some structures in that space, including a Keepstar, which was sold to Legion of Death.
Yeah.
And that came as a surprise to Hype Train because they were going to Delve /Quirius on the understanding that this was going to be, one of these like, content generation zones for smaller groups and stuff like that with minimal interference from the large groups. So that's the understanding they say that they had when they bought the space. And then when the Keepstar there gets sold to Legion of Death, which is like one of the biggest, scariest null-sec groups in the game, they're like, what the hell? What the hell, dude? So, and then the drama machine kicked into full swing with, like, you know, people say, you know, accusing each other of reneging on deals, or, you know, not acting in good faith and all those kinds of things. And there was a bunch of wonderful shit posts about it on the Eve subreddit and various other places for a while. So even when these kinds of moves don't necessarily result in huge battles, they still result in content of a sort.
Yeah.
And this is just the first one that'll come up. It remains to be seen if there's going to be any other drama coming out of that move.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But
that's super interesting.
Yeah. It was so good.
We need to have like I'm obviously now thinking about an Icelandic show, but it wasn't like Dateline, like one of those where it's like criminal stuff in the US, where you'd have somebody blurred with a robotic wall.
Yes.
We need to get the person that sold the Keepstar and the Sov to two different entities.
What we need
and
is...
then it's just watching the world burn beneath him.
We need the Voidzilla of New Eden to emerge from the community somewhere and start doing like a podcast or a YouTube series breaking this down. Actually, what we need to do, maybe Yintan can do that, because I noticed he's managed a bit of a comeback recently.
Yeah.
He's sort of been away not away, but out of the spotlight for a little while, not working on his video series. But recently he's relaunched a new video series where he's covering the war that's going on is it Providence?
Yeah, Providence and the whole little area there.
Yeah, because there's a couple of groups which are going at it against each other right now, and he's decided, like, now's the time to sort of get back into my EVE Online sort of political and battlefield reporting. So those are out there on YouTube somewhere. If and when we upload this episode, maybe we throw a link to one of them in the description or something, because they're really good if you want to keep up with sort of EVE Online politics, or if you just want to know what's happening outside of your part of space and you're generally literate with politics anyway.
Yeah.
And EVE Online politics are probably less bonkers than real life politics, but they're like about a fun thing that's happening in space in a fictional world. So that's it's less of a concern. So you can go to sleep after you watch.
It's better
EVE
than
politics.
doom scrolling. Yeah. Way better than doom scrolling.
100%. Plus, like, just anything that's like I love, streamers, creators, and stuff like that are actually creating content about what's happening in EVE. There's so many times that I'm just doing something pretty chill in EVE, and I just love having that in the second monitor or in my ears or something like that. It just does a lot for me. But
just on that real quick, like, people don't probably realize how much they take for granted in terms of the cool stories that they're experiencing and what their alliance group, even friend group, are up to. Like, there are so many amazing, cool little stories. High sec, low sec, wormhole space, wormholers. Wormholers do crazy shit all the time. We just don't know half the time because they don't want us to know that they exist. Like, they try and keep a low profile.
I had a funny encounter with a wormholer on my player character last night. So we're just somewhere in the system, and a couple of Megathorns come through. So it's like somebody rolling. And we're like, oh, let's go and see if there's some fun. And the guy is also there, and like there's one of them at least in a cloaked like metamorphosis or something like that. And he's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do anything. Like, I can't fight because my friend wasn't a paladin. I was like, yeah, fine. So I start rolling the hole with him. Turns out he gets locked in one of the megas, and instead of blowing up, I was like, I'll just buy the hull for G to buy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guy just left his mega self-destructed, and I transferred the disc. There are honest people in EVE. But don't expect it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely don't expect it.
The only reason we didn't blow him up was that we were having fun chatting.
Yeah.
And I will admit, we thought about blowing him up eventually, but that's another thing. Shout out on that topic, because we're talking about creators.
Yeah.
Convict, you've been running the CCP takeover all month.
Oh, yeah, the guest streams
Yeah.
on the Twitch channel. Yeah, so again, just because summertime tends to be a little bit quieter with
Tank the galnet
the skin market.
skin
People
market.
were nomming those up. So for the first, basically all of July, the first 4 weeks of July anyway, so not the entirety of the month, but the first 4 weeks, we opened up the CCP Twitch channel to our streamer partners who are members of the EVE Partnership Program. If they wanted to come and stream on our channel and do guest streams and take a break from their own channels, they could. And it went really, really well. We had like over, I think, 50 separate streams over the period of the 4 weeks. About 35 different streamers came on, some come on multiple times. It was a really, really cool way to just sort of like, to showcase more content on the CCP channel, because
just discovery as well.
People will just come and watch just because it's on the CCP channel and just because we have the drops there and things like that. And they'll get exposed to creators which they might not normally think about clicking on and watching, because maybe they stream at a weird hour for them, or they do content that they're not particularly sort of interested in themselves. But by exposing, like by bringing them onto our platform and letting more people see them, quite a lot of them did gain additional followers and more people following them back to their own channel. I think it was Zythe, he's a wormholer, a streamer. He did a couple of streams on our channel, like sort of deep into the US time zone. So I normally never get to see him myself, but I watched those streams that he did, and they were really, really good. He was like, he's really entertaining streamer and showcasing a lot of Nullsnack. And he took a screenshot of his own Twitch chat the next time he went live on his channel and posted it to me on Discord. And it was like just like a comment from somebody in Twitch chat with a little first time chat sort of thing around them.
Oh, nice.
And the comment was just like, "Hey, saw you on the CCP channel and really liked your stream, so now here I am." And I thought, yeah, good. That's exactly what we're going for, right? So the feedback I've gotten so far from all the streamers who were involved, they absolutely loved it. And we'll probably do something like it again in the not too distant future. Wouldn't want to do it all the time though, because then it probably just start to lose its novelty a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
But just doing it periodically when
it's an event.
To make more of an event out of it, so people can do it. It'll be probably a fair bit down the road though, because obviously we'll have a bunch of streams coming up soon for the CSM. We've obviously got the Alliance tournament and so forth. So we'll see where that happens. But it's been really, really good, and I'm really, really grateful to all the partners who were so eager and willing to come and stream on the channel, and everyone showed up on time and everyone finished on time, and the communication between us was really great. So, and the people in chat seemed to really enjoy it too.
Yeah, it's a really cool window into like different play styles that for a lot of cases, I don't play like every version of EVE. So
Nobody
being able
can.
to just, exactly. So being able to just watch how another person plays EVE, their perspectives on stuff, it was so neat. And it's really nice to kind of also increase, as CCP Convict was saying, the exposure of some of the content creators out there, because we recognize that they do a ton of work, and like their production quality is incredible. The effort that they put into these streams is always incredible.
And
so
we're not even seeing the pre-prep of making sure they have the ships and all that stuff ready and fits and gangs ready to go,
Yeah. So being able to elevate them a little bit is just like our way of recognizing like these people do incredible stuff.
Yeah, agreed. Couple of AT ship kills in the last few days.
Yep.
What there was Sibele. How would you pronounce that? Sibele.
Or we should ask Zealous what the proper pronunciation. Actually, we should just go around the office and ask people what they think it's called.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, give me the Minmara ship names right now.
I don't want to.
What's the Minmara Tech 3 cruiser called?
I don't know. Starts with a. I don't know how to properly say it.
What do you say?
It's Loki. Well,
low key.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like low key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
but it's how do we say it?
Yeah.
Loki.
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 Okay.
Now say Sweeple.
Swivel.
Okay, now
Swivel.
Get this
Yeah, that's like not a word that we'd often use, but like Bifrost.
Yeah.
Bifrost.
Yeah.
I like to go, Bifrost. In fact, all of those command destroyers have got like really cool names, like the Magoose.
Yeah.
We always call the mages the Magoose when we're doing our roams and stuff.
Yeah. I will go for the full Icelandic way, which just doesn't really work, which would be Magus, because that's not even a word. It's just funny to say it that way. And I tend to, like when I'm roaming with somebody, and like when I return to EVE and people started calling out some of these words, I was still reading the names in Icelandic. I was like, no, it's Vargur,
Yeah.
not a Vargur or whatever. But but big kills. And I saw the video of the Sibele bait and kill.
That was so good.
Yeah,
That was so good.
I'm sure the victim does not agree with you, but
I haven't seen it. Tell me what happened.
so it was a second ESS. Like they kind of knew he was there.
Yeah.
This and had
Sibeli was the one. Did Sibeli come in with
Sibeli is
the response
response.
fleet? Okay,
Yeah.
carry on.
and they kind of just sprung a trap for the Sibeli.
Was this Von Hall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The Eve boogeyman himself. Yeah.
The AT boogeyman. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not a very sophisticated trap as such, just like something to counter and basically just having backup in range.
Yeah.
The response fleet that came in with the Sibeli was massive and would never, like they'd never taken it on one-on-one, but I think they got out. I didn't see.
Yeah, no, they killed the Sibeli and just took the loot.
Took the loot and got out.
got
and the
out.
loot, like according to Z-Kill at least,
It's all abyssal roll too. So
yeah,
Z-Kill doesn't
all-
really
it's gonna be so
show.
good.
all abyssal roll. That's right.
Yeah, but it was such a
So
cool
the response
thing.
fleet was going up. The dude with the Sibeli is like, it's going to be a slam dunk. I'll just get on a kill mail in my AT
Yeah.
prize ship, no problems, because I have all this backup.
Yeah, he habitually flies AT prize ships.
Oh, okay.
all the time.
All right, well,
not
credit-
just the Sibel, but the Raiju. I've seen him in.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect anyone who actually doesn't just leave those things as hanger queens.
Yeah. But
And
but
here am I hanger queening my Vindicator.
yeah, it's too pretty to undock.
We love the Mega.
Yeah, but yeah. So there was actually a streamer, Flower Fallen.
Oh yeah.
Was
Yes.
was streaming robbing ESSs.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a stabber, goes in there, goes to steal it, see what comes in, and this Sibel would come in every once in a while and just dumpster him.
Yeah.
And Von Hole knows all of everything that's happening when someone uses an AT ship. So he reached out and was
You
like,
can
"Hey,
sense it.
do you want to be bait? Just do this. Fit your ship just like this. Have an extra one as well, just for extra tackle. All you have to do is web them for like 15 seconds, and we'll take care of the rest." And so the guy does it's the same thing he's always doing. He doesn't obviously tell Stream that he's trying to bait Sibel or not. The guy's watching, presumably. He's like, "Okay, this guy's alone. Yeah, I could dunk on this with my AT ship." Comes in, gets
Me the
webbed.
kill mark.
Yeah, and then suddenly Von Hole just like arrives with the gang. It's not just him, right? It's a whole bunch of people in his crew come in, boosh the thing.
Yeah.
Guys just obliterated before anything can happen. And Flower Fallen made a video about it.
Yeah.
It was so just very cool to see how all of this goes in.
Yep.
And days of planning, putting people in the right system, just waiting for this moment.
Man, being predictable
Yeah.
is the worst thing. you
Even
could
when
be,
you're
right? When flying on
unpredictable,
those
it's
things.
kind of predictable too, right? Like it's crazy how they do the
just if
planning.
this guy was coming and blapping Flower Fallen every single time with
Is
the
that
belly.
why you
it's like,
randomly don't show up to work sometimes without telling us? It's just you don't
wild
want us
card.
to.
Just got to keep people on their toes, man. That's right. It's not because I've passed out and I'm laying in a gutter somewhere.
It's not because you lost an AT ship to a trap and you don't want to face the
But
chat.
I remember a bit about that now because Flower Fallen was one of the guest streamers on our channel and had a fantastic stream. But then this happened back on his own channel.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing about it going like, I wish that happened when he was getting that show. That would've been
that
epic,
would have been
you know?
so epic. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one, Jerry.
Sure.
I'd just say Gary.
Jerry. Yeah, but that was in Losec.
Hello, Jerry. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't think that was Von Hole either. I think that was
So it's Minmatar Alliance, Minmatar Fleet Alliance that loses it. No. Balls Deep Incorporated?
there you go. But yeah, I don't know the story about that one. That one we just kind of popped up on Z-Kill and we're like, cool, 2 AT ships in a couple span. Nice.
Yeah. And thankfully, the Alliance tournament is coming up. So,
You just get
reshipping
new
will
ones.
happen
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, that's right. All over again.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what the price is. I literally haven't even heard. I don't even know who the sponsor is or anything. Can't wait.
I found out the other day while I was having lunch, and I'm very excited about these ships. So
Yeah, we'll have to keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
yeah.
But we send people off into the wilderness. They go on top of a mountain, do some meditation for a couple of days.
Inhale some incense.
Yeah, and probably other stuff. But and then they come back and they're just like, here are the prize ships.
We kind of want them to be playing our game, not like we don't want to be telling people to go and.
No,
but
our
not
designers go out to the.
Oh,
the
right.
battles.
Yes, they can go. Then
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can do this stupid shit
Mhm.
whenever
Exactly.
we want.
Yeah.
There's no one here to stop.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, it's been awesome chatting, guys. We need to do this more often. I just want to wrap this up with anything stupid happened to you guys or fun in Eve last few weeks.
Honestly, the last Live to Feed, CCPB came up with a completely crazy fit of just polarized redeemers.
And they actually fucking slapped.
And they worked. We had an amazing fight
so
in an
pissed
ESS.
I was so pissed off I couldn't be there.
And the guys that were like killing us, they would kill us instantly almost, right? Like we only had like 30k EHP, no resist, just instantly die. For some reason, I was the last one alive. And I just got to just like click on a dude and he'd die. And I click on a dude and he'd die. Everyone's dying around me and just like tanking for me. And I'm just like getting 15, 20,
And you just had
kills.
like Ave Maria playing
Yeah,
in
yeah,
your
yeah.
headphones and everything happening in tight basically.
Yeah.
For you.
In my head, it was just like slow motion. I'm like, yeah, boop. I'm so good at the game, boop. Just things start flashing. It was a ton of fun. Absolutely crazy. One of the craziest just comms that I've ever flown in.
Was there some support to it, or was it just
Nope. We just just all polarized stuff. Yeah.
I like that. I'm so good at this game is now a sound clip that we need to use very regularly on things.
Yep. Add that to the rest. We've got some
Snip.
really good CCP Swift ones on the we're using now on our soundboard on Discord.
Yeah.
So, add that to the mix.
Yeah, everybody needs a little bit of CCP Swift in their lives. Guys, awesome chat. Let's cut it for this time, and well, see you guys. Everybody at home and listening, or what do you think people listen or watch? I want to watch you guys, but I want to maybe listen to.
Obviously, they're going to watch, right?
Yeah, they got it.
Look at
Yeah.
this.
We pulled out all the stops.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Wore the matching shirts, matching. You know,
I feel like a complete outsider. This is not good.